Hello, computer champs. Let's take a few minutes and talk about Google Docs. First of all, what is Google Docs even used for? Google Docs is what we call a word processing software, which means it's used to type reports and letters, resumes, pretty much anything that you could type on a typewriter, you could type in Google Docs. In addition, you can make flyers, posters, all kinds of interesting stuff. So Google Docs is one of the most important pieces of software that we'll use. There's a lot of different ways to get to Google Docs. When I open my Google Chrome, this is the screen I come to. I can use the tic-tac-toe board over here to see my Google apps, and you can see that Docs is here. A lot of people will go to their Google Drive, which we'll talk more about in a future week, and you can create a new doc from there, but we'll talk about that in a future week. Some people like to just come here to the search bar and type in Google Docs. All of those are ways to get to Google Docs. Now, you don't have to worry about signing in as long as you are signed in with your Georgia Cyber Academy account, you're good to go. So when I go to Google Docs, and like I said, I could use the tic-tac-toe board. That time I just typed in Google Docs in the search bar. There's other ways to get there. We'll talk more about those. But once you're in Google Docs, there's a lot of different ways to get started. One way is to just start a blank document, and that's what we're going to do in just a second. But I wanted to show you some of the templates here. A template is where they have already created the layout, and then you just fill in your whatever it is that you want to put in there. So for example, here's a recipe. So let's just pretend like we're working on a recipe. Or here's a newsletter, or here's some sales documents. There's all kinds of good stuff in here. Things that you may use in school are brochures, newsletters, projects. Here's resumes for when you guys are ready for that kind of thing. Class notes, that sounds good. Let's go up here. Let's pretend like we're writing an essay, okay? So let's go to the playful essay template. And pretend like you're writing an essay about a cat. They've already got that in there for you. If you weren't writing about a cat, you could change the title just by highlighting here. And let's say you're writing about Shakespeare. Shakespeare. So you just change the title. You put your name here. And you're in grade 7. And then here you would just take this, highlight, and then just type your report in here. Okay, hopefully you wouldn't start your report like that, but just showing you how that works. Okay? Now, let's say I don't want to write an essay though. Let's say I'm doing something completely different. So what I want to do is I want to open up a new document. And I just want a blank document. So if we were back on the template page, let's go back there for just a second. So here I am in a blank document. But let's say I was opening it up from here. When I open up Google Docs, remember we had the opportunity to start with a blank document right here. The templates were here, and I can scroll through them, okay? But to open a blank document was right here. Okay, so let's just start a new blank document. The first thing I usually do is I go ahead and name my document. It will save automatically in my Google Drive. So let's go ahead and name this, and let's just call it practice document. All right, and then let's say I want to start typing down here. I'm going to say, I am only typing this in for practice. Okay? Now, you'll notice that there's a toolbar here. There's a lot of different things that we can do on the toolbar. One of them is to undo something. So let's say I wanted to undo the last thing I had typed. Oops, I didn't mean to undo it. Now we've got a redo button. There we go. Here I can print it. Here is a spell checker. So let's check our spelling. Let's type something wrong on purpose so that we can check our spelling. Let's say I'm going to type in, there we go. Now, notice that when something is typed incorrectly, we get a red squiggly line under it. So that's my first clue that there's a problem. The other thing is if I start at the beginning of my document and I click on spell check, it comes and says, do you want me to change PRCTISE or ICE, to practice? We can either ignore that if we want to leave it the way it was, or we can click accept. Yeah, I want to change that. So it'll check our spelling and grammar for us, and it says, all right, everything else looks good. This is how zoomed in it is. If I have trouble seeing this, I can zoom in more. If I want to see the whole document all at once, I can type it, or I can make it fit like that, or I can zoom out. Okay. I like it just a little bigger because, well, that way I can see it better. All right, we're not going to worry about this one too much. That's more for if you're creating like a web page or a brochure or something. But let's look here. We can change the font. Let's say I want to change the font of the word typing. So I highlight whatever I want to change the font for. And a font is just the different ways that the text can look. I have some other ones loaded in here just because I like playing with fonts. So let's say I want to try this one. So I can change the font by using the font tool here and changing it. So let's change all of it. Let's change all of it to that. There we go. All right, here I can change the size of the font. Again, I want to highlight everything, and I can make it bigger, or I can make it smaller. Now, this isn't just zooming in on my screen. This is how big it would actually print out if I were printing it out, okay? 12 is normal. 12 is your standard font for typing up some kind of document. Now, I can change the look of it. I can make it bold. I can make it italics, which is that kind of slanty look. And I can click it on or off. On, off. I can underline it, on, off. I can change the color. So if I click here on the A, I can change the color. Let's say I want to make it hot pink. All right, I can also highlight it. Let's say I want to give it a background color there. Ooh. All right, I can insert links. Like, let's say I had a web address I wanted to put in here. Let's say I wanted to put in, let's see. Let's say I wanted to put in the Canvas link. So, or no, let's just say I wanted to put in a quizzes, okay? So it looks like I'm not logged in or anything. So let's just pretend I want to put in this link, okay? So I highlight the link and I can say, click here. And then I could highlight that and insert that link. And it would say, what link do you want it to be? That one. And then I apply it. So then if I actually clicked there, it would take me here. Okay, so that's how you insert a link. You can also add an image, but let me show you a better way to do that. I could center this stuff. So right now, this is called left justified. That means the text is up against the left margin of the paper. I could center it. I could right justify, where it puts everything over here on the right-hand side. Or this one is often called just justified. And it stretches it out to reach all the way across if you had enough text. I don't use that one very often. So let's just center it so it looks cool. You can actually you can turn this into a checklist. So let's say my favorite breeds of dog, or let's just say my favorite animals. My favorite animals are... We'll say dogs, horses, cats, and dolphins, okay? And let's say I wanted to make that a numbered list. So I could come here and I could make it a checklist where we could check it off. I could make it a bulleted list where there's a little dot in front. And look, I can make it different things. I can make it little arrow thingies or little flowers, check boxes. Okay, just by clicking on that arrow next to it. I could also make it a numbered list. And there's different styles of numbers there too, which I think is pretty neat. Okay. Let's use that one. All right, what else? All right, so let's say I wanted to put in a picture of a dolphin here. Check out this right here, the Explore tool. This is my favorite tool. I'm going to hit the Explore button, and now watch what I can do. Look, it automatically picked dolphin because that was the last thing I had typed in. And it gives you articles and things about dolphins, but I want to search for dolphin. But I don't want an article about dolphins. I want an image. So I could actually come to any of these images now. And let's say I want to put one of these images in here. Oh, I like the one with the ball. So I'm going to use the plus button. And it automatically puts that picture in my document wherever my cursor is. Okay? But let's say I'm not sure. Are dolphins fish or mammals? I might need to look that up on the web. So where I've typed in dolphin here for the search, I might come down here to Wikipedia and I might just read the article. And it says a dolphin is an aquatic mammal. So now I know it's a mammal. I might even link that article. I might say to read more about dolphins, click here. And remember, we learned how to put in a link. I highlight that text. I had copied this address. So now I'm going to say, and see how I can't find that on my toolbar anymore? I can get rid of this so I can see more on my toolbar. Or there's more things on the toolbar by clicking those three dots. Okay, so I'm just going to add my link. You can read more about dolphins by clicking here. The last thing I really want to show you that I think is really neat, and a lot of people don't know how to do, so you'll be all over it with this, is I want to change the background color. So I'm going to come over here to File. And what I want to do, let's see here, Edit. All right, so here I am under File, and I want to go to Page Setup. Okay, right here, Page Setup. And right down here at the bottom, it says Page Color. What color do we want that page? This is particularly helpful if you're making posters or flyers. So let's change it to, how about light blue? Now watch. Now my document is that light blue color. Pretty cool, huh? So again, that was File, and that was in Page Setup. One other thing, if you've ever had a teacher tell you, you need to write a 1,000-word essay, and you're like, 1,000 words? So one way you can do that is by coming here to Tools and Word Count, and it'll tell you how many words you have on your page. We've only written 15 words. There's 86 characters. There's 77 characters, not including spaces. You can even make it display that while you're working, and you can see that down here in the bottom left. All right, now, like I said, this automatically saves into your Google Drive, which we'll be talking more about in the future. But that's it. That's everything you need to know about Google Docs.